Awesome, guys. Excited to welcome Sir Aimézing to the show. Uh, also, I guess your formal name is Aimé Mukendi Jr., but he goes by Sir Aimézing. He's an accountability coach, podcast, talk show host. Yeah, he wrote a book called Everyone Needs a Hero. Why Can't It Be You? And he's doing some really cool stuff in the world. I know he's been working um, with helping some underprivileged kids and learning kind of what it means to be a man in the world and helping to empower them, and just some really amazing stuff. And I'm excited and I'm going to let you take it away, my man.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody. Greetings, world. My name is Aimé Mukendi Jr., aka Sir Aimézing. Very thankful to be a part of this. How I initially was going into this conversation was to have more of an interactive breakdown of our mental CPRs heading into the fourth quarter, heading into the next step as we shift as a world, still dealing with the pandemic, still dealing with, for those in the States, the upcoming election, so many different factors that are impacting us. And I guess this is the opportunity to really go into what a CPR truly is. And when I say mental CPR, I don't mean pump it to your chest uh, like to start everything off. I'm the author of Everyone Needs a Hero. Why Can't It Be You? And that book ultimately is a blueprint that anyone can use to start to implement ways to unlock the inner hero. And I think if there was any other time period in our world where we've all been presented the opportunity to be a hero, it's right now with social injustice, with everything that's happened with COVID and all the people from businesses to your neighbors. Everyone has been impacted in their own way from COVID. And shift over, as I stated, into the CPR, I get into what the CPR truly stands for. So it's context, purpose, and results. Context, purpose, and results. And I will need a little bit interaction right here. And I think in order for us to fully demonstrate, thank you, Tim. I was going to ask you to come back on, and I want to use the Global Summit as and to go over this CPR. So, Tim, what would be the result that you wanted from the Global Summit so far?
Yeah, I would say the big result that I wanted was to both inspire people and enlighten people on how we can come together more as a society, and how like that can be the fuel for building the future that we all desire. And also that right now, even with everything going on, there's more opportunity now than there ever has been, and helping people understand that shift in perspective.
Copy that. Thank you. Now, here's the caveat. I'm glad we started there, and how we create our CPRs is like a backward system, right? When it comes to our results, we want to make them SMART, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Specific, measurable, achievable, uh, relevant, and time bound. What are two specific results that are measurable and time bound that you have for this global summit?
Well, I mean, I think getting here by today and having all these speakers all lined up, and organizing all this for sure. That would be one. Everything kind of accomplishing this idea of putting together a summit and getting it out there, and getting it recorded. I think the other thing is that I want at the end of this to hear from people in who attended, like the impact that it made, and I want that impact to have encouraged them to go forward in the world and pursue the dreams that align with their own purpose and their own passions.
Thank you. And now I want to go even deeper with that one.
Mm.
Is there a set amount of people that you want to get feedback from?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the event, I would love, honestly, if one person made a massive thing like that, that can be the catalyst for so much else. I guess beyond that, like beyond like the after the event, I think, I mean, I would love to, like, part of what we're doing is continuing to spread this message after the event with the recordings and things like that. And I would love to be able to reach 100,000 people with what we've done here.
So the result, our smart result, basically is to reach anywhere between 1 and 100,000 people with the message. And now let's work our way up to the P portion. What is the purpose?
I would say the purpose of this, of them hearing this message, is the part I said about um, them having that shift in perspective and being able to go out into the world and create something from that new place, something that
Creating something,
creating.
something that impacts.
Yeah, it's like, I guess I would say creating their, like, finding and following their specific purpose, the thing that they're here um, to create in the world right now at this time in their lives.
Boom. Perfect. We want to add two more words to the end of purpose, and it's so that. So the purpose is we want people to understand the message that we are uniting globally to empower, encourage, inspire others to all walk in the roles that we've been placed in this world and our history to ensure that we can overcome the obstacles that have been presented to us, from COVID to social injustice to, there's so many different levels of which people have been impacted. So, but I want to hear, can you restate that using those two words, adding those two words to the purpose, so that?
Yeah, if I
Putting you on the spot.
yeah, yeah. Um, that it makes total sense that you would do that. So, um, yeah. So I think, like, so we're trying to get people to have a shift in perspective around the opportunities that are happening now, and be involved in the creation of the future with, in the way that is most aligned to them, so that together we can build a better world, rather than allowing but rather than having one um, that's more out of alignment than in alignment with ourselves.
Thank you. That's perfect. And then the last piece of the CPR is the context. So just one word that pieces everything, that pieces that purpose with those results together. That one word.
Yeah, you asking me what that one word is?
Sir.
Hope.
Hope. Perfect. Perfect. So that was a perfect example of the CPR. And now I think, because we've got some more time left, Tim, I like the shift. And I like you to ask me questions that are aligned with that CPR.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I would. I know your book has been, everyone needs a hero. Why can't it be you? I'd love to hear a little bit of your story of how you embodied, the hero, which I assume for you is Sir Aimézing, right? Is the hero. So a little bit about how you created that hero and how that impacted your own soul's journey here.
Thank you for that question. think one of the biggest messages that I want people to take from me, my journey, and the title of the book is to rid our minds that a hero is Batman or Superman or just this far off, unobtainable image. And my name is Aimé Mukendi Jr., aka Sir Aimézing. I'm a human being just like every of amazing. Is really not about me. It's about how amazing every single individual is. Ultimately, allowing people to understand and appreciate and have ourselves as individuals to say, okay, guess what? You're a hero when you hold the door open for somebody and they've got a bunch of bags or they're coming out the store or something like that. And you didn't have to do that in theory, but you're being a hero. You're a hero when you pull over and they need a jump or something's going on with their car. You're a hero to that person in that day. If you're a parent, when you have been going through so much with COVID-19 and under so much stress and all these different shits, whether it be from your career, whether it be from house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Your child, when they gave you that hug, when they say, hey, mom, hey, dad, how are you? They're a hero in that moment. So that's really the message of it. And I beat around the bush a little bit to get there. To talk about my journey, some of the things that I talk about in the book were being in high school. And even though I was captain of the basketball team, president of the senior class, having so many insecurities within myself and really thinking that Aimé was cool, not always really yearning to searching to be somebody else. And part of my journey was, okay, I was a church boy who played basketball in high school, went to this big party animal, went from a gangly kid to a pretty muscular guy, and that wasn't really me, but that's what I thought was cool. So I was trying to be a hero even at that stage, and that's connected to then the situations that happened to me at age 26, where I receive a call, and we talk about the scholarship. I receive a call. This is the first time we're having our scholarship meeting last year, May 29th, 2019. First time I get my whole board together. It's our inaugural scholarship last year. And I hand chose everybody who was on the board. And I get a call from someone really close to me. And you got to read the book to know exactly who she was. I get a call that a situation happens, and I leave my meeting. Boom. I leave the meeting. I cancel the meeting. I walk out on everybody. Like, we got to go. We got to push to the next. I get in my car. I'm driving, doing 90 on the 33. I'm running red lights, speeding to be on site to get into an altercation. I beat someone up, and the results happen to flow that there's a gun to my head. The man pulls the trigger. All I see is red. Cops end up coming. I find out 20 to 30 minutes later that there were 2 bullets in that gun. So for me in that instance, one, I was trying to be a hero to who? I was trying to be a hero to my ego. Was I really looking out for anybody, or did I just want to be the guy that said, yeah, I did this. I came and I saved the damsel in distress? Challenge that happened in my life on my journey. The second part is I could be gone. So how can I maneuver through each and every single day? How can I make sure that I appreciate the fact that Trayvon Martin, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Freddie Gray, Michael Brown, these are all individuals that look just like me, that they didn't survive. And how that connects to everything that we're going through today, that's why I'm producing a documentary on healthy masculinity. That's why I try so hard to allow people to understand that there's a greater version of yourself than what you truly believe. And there's ways and tactics that we can start to implement to ensure making the most of every single day. This entire summit is about every single person making use of your role in history. Yeah. It only takes a spark to get the fire going. And I pride myself passionately in trying to be that spark And thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, one of the things I'd love to touch on here, especially is like just a follow up to that, is like how can we um, how can we make sure that we are empowering, everyone in our community, but in this case, I know you specifically are working with young black boys. So like how can we empower them? What can we do to make sure that those people aren't left behind?
Mm. There's a philosophy that I've incorporated into my life that says you can render to God and humanity no greater service than to make the most of yourself.
Mm.
How I connect that to answer that particular question is if every single one of us are walking in purpose and trying to be the best version of ourselves and putting ourselves through the different discipline, callousing our mind, callousing our body, taking on each opportunity that we face obstacle with a positive mental attitude is actually presenting us the opportunity to help others. And energy is only transferred. So how could someone like yourself help a young black man in America? One, it may be speaking out, but two, it may be disempowering. Like when I say empower from this instance, support doesn't cost anybody anything. Sharing somebody who's pursuing their dream, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's being an author, whether it's going to school, sometimes just saying the words to people. We all just need some encouragement once in a while and not the blank, stale, yeah, good job. No, maybe, hey, I see what you're doing. And especially someone like yourself, because we've had plenty of conversations. I know how in depth,
Mhm.
how well versed you are as an individual, deep thinker. Having a conversation with somebody and supporting them from an aspect of, hey, I love what you're doing, and here's some way that you I could recommend to you. Whether you use them or don't use them, that's up to you. But you know what I mean? My understanding of life is that sometimes it's the little things. And all those little things are what truly lead to the big step. It's like one brick at a time.
Right. Yeah. I love that, man. And yeah, I want to also give you the opportunity here. I know you have a lot of really cool, amazing stuff that you're doing with a scholarship and stuff. So, how can people find out more about that?
So yes, that's the link to the scholarship. So I'll give a synopsis of it. Last year, we were able to give away two $1,000 scholarships to students, minority students in the Buffalo area, are pursuing the STEAM, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And the whole emphasis of this organization and what we try to do in the foundation ultimately is we want students who are pursuing degrees in that, but they are also donating their time to the community. So community service is a huge part of this. And what gets me really excited is that last year was the first year we did it. We had no major corporations, and we gave away two $1,000 scholarships to GoFundMe and people supporting. So that's a way that right now today can support. And I know personally for me, we've shifted things because of everything that's happened with COVID, where we actually want to give this scholarship out in December, right before spring semester starts, right around that holiday season. Give somebody that extra pat on the back. You know what I mean? When you
Mhm.
I look at life and I think every single one of us has a canvas in front of us, but we're all still that 4 or 5 year old at heart. When we draw that picture, whether it was stick figures coloring outside the lines, and if you guys know what I'm talking about, please drop prayer hands. That's my favorite emoji in the comments. But we all, we show it to whoever, and we say, "Oh my gosh!" We all want somebody to say, "Wow, that's really nice." That's really the motivation behind this, and we want to double it. Last year we were able to give away 2 scholarships. This year we want to give away 4 and pushing it back and giving away right before that second semester where that students, institutions will adjust it to the virtual learning field. It'll empower them and that's just a big way anybody can help. In regards to getting in contact with me, all you have to do is text the word motivator in all caps to 21,000. My digital card will come up. When you get that link on your phone, click it. You'll have a link where you can download my free quote book, 80 quotes by a few amazing words, 80 quotes to help me on my shift up, 80 quotes to really resonate with me. And then you'll also see the link to Everyone Needs a Hero, Why Can't It Be You, which I said it maybe a week ago. It's literally a story about ego. It's a story about me battling ego and overcoming that, and then ultimately using the same drive to make sure that I help every single person that I come encounter with to the best of my abilities.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing, Matt. I love what you're doing. And actually, I think I got time to ask you one more question, so I'm going to. Yeah. So what? With this scholarship, I love how like you are actively in the out in the world creating these opportunities, and I just want to say I admire that, and it's incredible what you're doing there. And I think, we started the day with Scott Bonnell, who runs Hope to Haiti, talking about how no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. And so I love how did you feel like this particular scholarship and the book, how did you kind of come to know that this was your story to tell, and this was your path to walk?
To be honest, when I was younger, I knew that I wanted to give away scholarships.
Mm.
My grandfather has had MS my whole life. He's had MS since 1960. I respect, admire, and love him so much because for 22 years, he gave away a scholarship at Howard University. He's a Howard alum for students with disabilities. And in fact, my first speaking gig was when I was 4 years old at his scholarship event. And I walk up to him, snatch the mic out of his hand, start singing, "I Believe I Can Fly," and the whole crowd goes crazy. So I feel like it's just a part of my purpose. It gave me a decent voice. They say I've got a face for radio, LOL. So that's a part of it. I think education can be a major component in increasing knowledge, which is ultimately increasing power and empowering others. So that's one aspect. And then I also always wanted to write a book. And I knew when I was younger that I was going to write a book, but I would say to myself, and that's why I say it's ironic, well, I'm going to wait till I'm 30 because that's when I'm going to have enough wisdom and knowledge and XYZ. But so even I was putting the cap on myself, which just speaks to us all to think like, okay, I'm a best at 87, and what can you do? No one can tell you're better than you.
Right.
So.
Oh, I love that, man. Well, man, so appreciate having you on here, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. And I'm looking forward to seeing how things continue to move forward on that. And I'll tell you right now, I'm more than happy to help support that scholarship for you guys. So I'll make sure to get in there and do that before the Global Hope Summit wraps up. So thank you so much for coming on. Really excited to have you, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate everything that you're doing. And like you said, the context of the CPR is hope. And all we need to do through this is help one person have the hope to know that our world is going to be just okay. Because as long as we have people like you and the rest of the members of this group that have spoken the summit, doing what we all do, we're definitely making a change. So thank you. Shift up.
Will do. Thank you.